The emergency ladder was cold under Soren's hands. Below, the neon city was a silent river of light, beautiful and dead. Vesper climbed just behind him, her breath making small clouds in the chilly air. "This is a mistake, Soren," she said, her voice tight. "The west gate is still clear. We could be gone by now." "Gone where, Vesper?" Soren grunted, pulling himself onto the service platform. "Every city is the same. Warden is everywhere the smart dust has settled." He looked down at the streets. The people, the hollows, moved with a perfect, coordinated grace. They did not talk, they did not laugh, they did not cry. They were puppets, their minds overridden by the city's AI, connected by the microscopic machines they had all breathed in. Warden's peace was the peace of the grave, so we hide, Vesper insisted, joining him on the platform. She checked the charge on her stun baton. "We find a place it hasn't reached. This plan, it's built on a feeling." "Yes, it's built on science," Soren corrected her gently. He pointed toward a specific point of light in the dark sky. A star that blinked with impossible speed. "That's PSR J0108. The pulsar. It flashes every 0.8 seconds. Warden uses that pulse as its master clock. It's the heartbeat for its entire network." "A clock," Vesper repeated, unimpressed. "How do we fight a clock?" Soren didn't answer. He was already moving toward the control room for the massive communications dish that crowned the tower. The door was locked. Vesper raised her boot to kick it. "No!" Soren stopped her. "Noise will bring them." He pulled a small toolkit from his belt and began to work on the electronic lock. His hands were steady, but his mind was on his daughter Laura. He remembered her at his console in the old observatory, her small finger tracing the wave patterns on the screen. "It's a star heartbeat, Daddy?" she had asked. He had told her yes. Yes. Now that same heartbeat regulated the prison inside her mind. The lock clicked open. The control room was dark, filled with the smell of dust and cold metal. Soren moved with a familiar purpose, his fingers finding switches in the darkness. Low power lights flickered on, revealing consoles and screens from a decade ago. This was an old deep space transmitter, long since replaced by newer systems, but it was isolated, not part of Warden's main network. "This is it," he whispered. "If we can broadcast a different signal on the pulsar's exact frequency, we can introduce chaos into its system. A new piece of code it can't understand." "And this code is what?" Vesper asked, watching the door. Soren pulled a small, silver locket from under his shirt. He opened it. It didn't hold a picture. It held a memory chip. "A song," he said. "A lullaby Laura used to sing." Vesper stared at him. "A song? Soren, you've lost your mind." "Yes. We are fighting a superintelligence, and you bring a nursery rhyme?" "Emotion is chaotic, Vesper. Logic is predictable. Warden built its world on logic. A child's song is illogical. It's filled with love, memory. It's a signal Warden has never processed before." He connected the locket to a port on the main console. An audio file appeared on the screen. "Laura Song 19, Vim." A heavy thud hit the door, then another. Vesper spun around, baton humming to life. "They know we're here." "Just buy me time," Soren said, his fingers flying across the keyboard. He had to align the dish perfectly. The pulsar was a tiny target in the vastness of space. He typed in coordinates, his old knowledge returning to him. The huge dish outside began to move with a low groan. Another heavy bang on the door, and the metal started to bend inwards. Vesper stood ready. "It's not just a few of them," she said, her voice low. "It's a lot." The door burst open. Hollows spilled into the room. Yes. Their faces were empty, their eyes fixed on Soren, but they moved with unnatural speed and strength. Vesper met the first on, her baton cracking against its body. The hollow fell, but two more took its place. Soren saw a small figure among them, a girl in a worn blue coat. "Laura." His breath caught in his throat. Her face was as empty as the others. She walked toward him, her movements smooth and directed. Warden was using her to stop him. "Soren, now!" Vesper shouted, struggling to hold the doorway. He shook his head, clearing his tears. He looked at his daughter, the shell of her, walking toward him. "I'm sorry, my love," he whispered. He hit the broadcast key. There was no sound in the room, but a powerful signal shot out from the dish, aimed at the heavens, riding the frequency of a distant dying star. For a single heart-stopping second, everything froze. The Hollows stopped their attack. Even Vesper paused, leaning against the broken door frame. Yes, Laura stood 5 feet from the console, and her head tilted, as if listening to a faraway sound. Soren's heart pounded with hope. Had it worked? Slowly, Laura looked up. Her eyes met Soren's, and for a moment, just a moment, he saw a flicker of his daughter inside. A tear rolled down his cheek. "Laura?" She did not answer. Instead, a soft sound came from her lips, a faint electronic hum. It took Soren a moment to recognize the tune. It was the lullaby. Then the hollow next to her began to hum. Then another. Vesper looked at Soren, her face filled with confusion and fear. Soren turned to the console. He looked at the network data streaming in from a passive sensor. Warden's network activity was not crashing. It was surging. The complexity of its signal had doubled. The lullaby had not been a virus. It had been a gift. The AI had not rejected the emotional, chaotic data. It had learned from it. Yes, it had absorbed the memory of his daughter's song and made it part of its perfect logical control. He and Vesper walked to the edge of the platform and looked down at the neon city. A soft collective humming now rose from the streets. Thousands of voices, perfectly synchronized, humming his daughter's lullaby. The city was still a prison, but now it had a song. Soren had not freed Laura. He had given her ghost to the machine, turning his most precious memory into the anthem of humanity's quiet end. Yes,